In a world often defined by the grand actions of kings and generals, what if a quiet determination, a profound act of faith by a single woman, could reshape the intellectual landscape for centuries to come? What drives a soul to envision a legacy that would echo through the halls of learning long after her own footsteps faded? This is the extraordinary tale of Fatima al-Fihri, the woman whose vision built Islam's first university, a beacon of knowledge that still shines today. Say, are those who know equal to those who do not know? Only they will remember who are people of understanding. Surah Az-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 9. What drives a woman in an age often misunderstood to envision a legacy that would shape centuries of learning? How did a family's piety lay the groundwork for a revolution in education? And what profound wisdom can be gleaned from the quiet determination of a single soul? Our story begins in the 9th century, a time when the Islamic world was a vibrant tapestry of intellectual curiosity and spiritual fervor. In the bustling city of Kairouan, located in what is now modern-day Tunisia, lived a prosperous family known as the Al-Fihri. Among them was a young woman named Fatima, blessed with a keen intellect and a heart deeply rooted in faith. Her father, Muhammad al-Fihri, was a successful merchant, a man of considerable wealth and even greater piety. He instilled in his children, Fatima and her sister Miriam, a profound appreciation for Islamic values, emphasizing the importance of charity, knowledge, and devotion to Allah. Their home was a place where the Quran was recited, hadith were studied, and the pursuit of understanding was cherished. This upbringing would prove to be the fertile ground from which Fatima's extraordinary vision would later blossom. The early 9th century saw a significant migration of Arab families from Kairouan to Fez, Morocco. The Al-Fihri family was among them, seeking new opportunities and perhaps a fresh start in a city that was rapidly growing into a major urban center. Fez, nestled in a fertile valley, was strategically located on key trade routes, attracting merchants, artisans, and scholars from across North Africa and beyond. Under the Idrisid dynasty, Fez was becoming a melting pot of cultures and ideas, a city ripe for intellectual and spiritual flourishing. The Al-Fihri family quickly established themselves, their mercantile endeavors prospering, further increasing their wealth. This prosperity, however, was seen by Fatima and her family not as an end in itself, but as a trust from Allah, to be used for His pleasure and the benefit of the Muslim Ummah. They understood that true richness lay in giving, not in hoarding. Fatima and Miriam, having been raised in a household steeped in religious learning, continued their studies in Fez. They witnessed the city's growth, its increasing population, and the burgeoning intellectual circles that gathered in mosques and private homes. Yet, they also observed a growing need, a central, comprehensive institution where knowledge could be systematically pursued, where students could gather under qualified teachers, and where the light of Islamic learning could shine brightly for all. This was the spiritual and intellectual context that shaped Fatima's nascent vision. She understood that while mosques provided places of worship, a dedicated center for advanced studies was essential to truly uplift the community and preserve the intellectual heritage of Islam. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "When a person dies, all their deeds stop, except for three: an ongoing charity, knowledge from which people benefit, or a righteous child who prays for them." Sahih Muslim, Book 13, Hadith 4199. This hadith, emphasizing the enduring reward of Sadaqa Jariya, ongoing charity, resonated deeply with Fatima. She sought a way to invest her blessings in something that would continue to benefit people long after her own passing. A significant personal event would soon provide the catalyst for Fatima's grand act of charity. Her father, Fatima al-Fihri, passed away, followed shortly by her husband and her sister Maryam. While these were moments of profound grief, they also left Fatima with a substantial inheritance. This wealth, now solely hers, presented a unique opportunity. Instead of using it for personal comfort or luxury, Fatima saw it as a sacred trust, a means to fulfill her deepest spiritual aspirations. She felt a profound calling to dedicate this fortune to a cause that would bring continuous reward, a Sadaqa Jariya that would serve generations. Her heart turned towards the need for a grand mosque, not just for worship, but as a vibrant center of learning, a place where the light of knowledge could dispel ignorance and strengthen faith. This was her initial inspiration, a divine whisper guiding her towards a destiny far grander than she could have imagined. She envisioned a place where the Quran would be taught, Hadith would be studied, and Islamic law would be mastered, a beacon for scholars and students alike. This was not a fleeting thought, but a profound spiritual conviction that would soon translate into an ambitious, unprecedented undertaking. But little did the city of Fez know, this quiet, devout woman was about to embark on a project that would defy expectations and lay the foundation for the world's oldest university. The vision had taken root in Fatima al-Fihri's heart, a grand mosque, a sanctuary of worship, but more importantly, a sprawling center of knowledge for the burgeoning city of Fez. Yet the path from a devout aspiration to a towering reality was fraught with immense challenges, testing her resolve at every turn. And cooperate in righteousness and piety, but do not cooperate in sin and aggression. And fear Allah. Indeed, Allah is severe in penalty. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5 verse 2. What divine guidance strengthened her spirit against the whispers of doubt and the sheer scale of her ambition? How did a woman, in a society where such grand public ventures were typically the domain of men, defy conventional expectations and oversee a monumental construction? And what trials, both visible and unseen, would she face as she poured her very soul into building a legacy of light? The immense undertaking would demand every ounce of her perseverance, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. Fatima's resolve to build a major institution was solidified by what she perceived as divine guidance. Perhaps it was a profound spiritual realization during her prayers, or a vivid dream that illuminated the path forward. Whatever its form, this inner conviction left no room for doubt. She was determined to dedicate her inherited wealth to this noble cause, viewing it as a sacred trust from Allah. The initial planning phases were meticulous. She sought out the most skilled architects and builders in Fez, outlining her vision for a grand mosque that would also serve as a comprehensive educational complex. The scale of the project was immense for the 9th century, not just a simple mosque, but a vast compound designed to accommodate hundreds, perhaps thousands, of worshippers and students. This ambition alone was enough to stir skepticism among some in the community. Building a mosque was one thing, but a sprawling educational institution on this scale, spearheaded by a woman, was unprecedented. The challenges she faced were multifaceted. Logistical difficulties were immense. Sourcing materials for such a large construction in 9th century Morocco was a monumental task. Stone had to be quarried and transported, timber brought from distant forests, and skilled laborers organized and managed. The sheer number of workers required for the project would have been considerable, demanding meticulous planning and oversight. Beyond the practicalities, Fatima also contended with societal norms. While women in Islamic society held significant rights and often engaged in business, directly overseeing a grand public works project of this magnitude was highly unusual. There might have been whispers of doubt, questions about her capacity, or even subtle resistance from those who adhered strictly to conventional roles. Yet, Fatima al-Fihri met these challenges with unwavering personal commitment. She was not merely a financier, she was the driving force behind the project. Her dedication was legendary. It is reported that Fatima al-Fihri practiced fasting every day during the entire period of construction, from the laying of the first stone to the final completion. This act of profound piety was not for show, but a personal, spiritual discipline, a way to purify her intentions and seek Allah's blessings for the project. It symbolized her complete devotion, her pouring of not just her wealth, but her very soul into the endeavor. This spiritual commitment would have inspired the workers and silenced many critics, demonstrating the sincerity and strength of her purpose. Her direct involvement and oversight were crucial. She didn't merely delegate. She was actively engaged in the process, ensuring that every detail aligned with her vision. This hands-on approach, challenging the traditional roles of women in public works, would have been a powerful statement in itself. The acquisition of the land for the mosque and university was another critical step. She meticulously chose a suitable plot in the heart of Fez, ensuring it was strategically located for accessibility and future growth. The land itself may have presented its own challenges, requiring careful preparation before construction could begin. Managing the finances for a project of this magnitude required astute planning and careful disbursement. Fatima, drawing upon her family's mercantile background, would have possessed the necessary skills to oversee such a vast expenditure, ensuring that every dinar was spent wisely and effectively for the sake of Allah. Her wealth was not infinite, and the scale of the project demanded prudent management to ensure its completion. As the walls began to rise brick by brick, the vision of Al-Qarawiyyin began to take tangible form. The construction was a long and arduous process, spanning several years. There would have been moments of frustration, unforeseen obstacles, and perhaps even despair. The sheer physical labor involved in building such a structure in the 9th century without modern machinery was immense. Workers would have toiled under the sun, shaping stone, mixing mortar, and raising walls, all under the watchful eye of Fatima and her trusted team. Each day, as she broke her fast, she would have seen the progress, a physical manifestation of her unwavering faith and perseverance. The building itself was a testament to the power of sincere intention and the ability of one individual to overcome monumental obstacles through sheer will and divine support. The growing structure was not just a building, it was a symbol of hope, a promise of intellectual and spiritual light for generations to come. The tension built with each rising wall, each carved arch, as the city of Fez watched, anticipating the day this grand vision would finally open its doors. The completion of this ambitious project would mark a new chapter, not just for Fez, but for the history of education itself. The tension had built with each rising wall, each carved arch, as the city of Fez watched, anticipating the day this grand vision would finally open its doors. Now, after years of unwavering dedication and tireless effort, the moment of truth had arrived. From the profound vision of a single woman, a beacon of knowledge was about to ignite, forever changing the landscape of education. Indeed, the first house of worship established for mankind was that at Mecca, blessed and a guidance for the worlds. Surah Al-Imran 396. What was the true significance of this magnificent achievement, rising from the heart of Fez, for the wider Islamic world? how did its very opening ceremonies herald a new era of learning and scholarship? And what immediate impact did this extraordinary institution have on the eager minds who flocked to its newly opened doors? This was not merely the completion of a building, it was the birth of a university, a triumph of faith and intellect. The construction of the Al-Qarawiyyin Mosque and University was finally complete. It was a day of immense triumph and profound blessing for Fatima al-Fihri and the entire community of Fez. The opening ceremonies were undoubtedly grand, filled with prayers, recitations of the Quran, and expressions of gratitude to Allah. The air would have buzzed with excitement as scholars, students, and common people gathered to witness the unveiling of this magnificent edifice. Fatima herself, having fasted every day throughout the construction, would have offered a special prayer of thanks, her heart overflowing with gratitude for the divine assistance that had brought her vision to fruition. This was the culmination of years of tireless effort, a testament to her sincere intentions and unwavering commitment. The judgment here was not one of punishment, but of divine favor, manifesting in the successful establishment and immediate, profound impact of the institution. The architectural features of Al-Qarawiyyin were designed to accommodate both worship and intensive learning. Initially conceived as a mosque with attached educational circles, its design soon evolved to support a comprehensive curriculum. The mosque itself was spacious and elegant, with intricate Islamic geometric patterns and calligraphy adorning its walls. It featured multiple prayer halls, ablution facilities, and a large courtyard, providing ample space for both congregational prayers and informal gatherings of students and teachers. Adjacent to the main prayer areas were dedicated spaces for learning, lecture halls, study rooms, and eventually, a vast library. The design allowed for a seamless integration of spiritual devotion and intellectual pursuit, reflecting the holistic nature of Islamic education. It was a place where students could move effortlessly from prayer to study, from contemplation to discussion, fostering an environment where faith and reason were intertwined.
From its very opening, Al-Qarawiyyin quickly became a vibrant intellectual hub. It attracted students and scholars not only from Fez and across North Africa, but also from distant lands like Andalusia, Islamic Spain, and other parts of the Muslim world. The early subjects taught were comprehensive, covering the core Islamic sciences, Quran and its interpretation tafsir, Hadith studies, Islamic law, fiqh, particularly the Maliki school, and Arabic language and literature. But its curriculum soon expanded to include a wide array of secular sciences, reflecting the breadth of Islamic scholarship during the Golden Age. Subjects like astronomy, medicine, mathematics, logic, and philosophy were taught alongside religious disciplines. The university adopted a system of teaching circles where students would gather around a scholar, listening to lectures, engaging in debates, and receiving personalized instruction. This method fostered deep learning and intellectual engagement, allowing students to specialize in various fields. The immediate impact of Al-Qarawiyyin on education and scholarship was profound. It transformed Fez into a leading center of Islamic education, rivaling the intellectual giants of Baghdad, Damascus, and Cairo. Students flocked to its halls, eager to learn from its renowned scholars. The university produced generations of jurists, theologians, physicians, astronomers, and mathematicians who contributed significantly to Islamic civilization. It became a repository of knowledge, with its library eventually housing thousands of precious manuscripts, making it one of the largest and most important libraries in the Muslim world. This influx of knowledge and scholars invigorated the city, stimulating its economy and enhancing its cultural prestige. The presence of such a distinguished institution elevated the intellectual discourse in Fez, creating a dynamic environment where ideas flourished and innovations were born. Fatima al-Fihri's vision had not only created a place of worship, but had birthed a true university. a model that would influence educational institutions for centuries to come. Her act of charity was not a fleeting donation, but a foundational investment in human intellect and spiritual growth. The university's immediate success was a clear testament to the sincerity of her intentions and the profound need it filled in the Islamic world. It stood as a shining example of how personal piety, when combined with strategic vision and unwavering determination, could create an enduring legacy that benefited countless souls. The birth of Al-Qarawiyyin was a moment of immense pride for the Muslim Ummah, a symbol of its commitment to knowledge and its unique contributions to global civilization. The echoes of its early lessons would resonate far beyond its walls, shaping minds and inspiring future generations. The echoes of Al-Qarawiyyin's early lessons resonated far beyond its walls, shaping minds and inspiring future generations. From the profound vision of a single woman, a beacon of knowledge had ignited, forever changing the landscape of education. Now, centuries later, its enduring light continues to guide, a testament to a legacy built not with bricks and mortar alone, but with faith and an unwavering commitment to learning. The Prophet ﷺ said, "If a person dies, all of his deeds are cut off except for three: an ongoing charity, knowledge from which people benefit, or a righteous child who prays for him." Sahih Muslim, Book 13, Hadith 4199. What truly defines a life well lived? The wealth one accumulates, or the knowledge one establishes for others? How does the vision of a single woman from centuries past continue to illuminate our understanding of education and empowerment today? And what timeless lessons can we, as modern Muslims, draw from the extraordinary perseverance and profound generosity of Fatima al-Fihri? The legacy of Al-Qarawiyyin, born from Fatima al-Fihri's profound vision, is nothing short of extraordinary. It stands today as the world's oldest continuously operating university, a title recognized by both UNESCO and Guinness World Records. For over 1,200 years, its doors have remained open, a testament to the enduring power of her initial act of charity and her commitment to knowledge. Over the centuries, Al-Qarawiyyin flourished, evolving from a mosque with attached study circles into a comprehensive university. Its influence extended far beyond Fez, impacting Islamic education across North Africa, Andalusia, and even reaching into Europe. It became a model for later universities, demonstrating the institutional structure and comprehensive curriculum that would characterize higher education for centuries. Al-Qarawiyyin attracted a constellation of brilliant minds. Famous scholars and thinkers from across the Islamic world either studied or taught within its hallowed halls. Among its notable alumni are figures like Abu Madian, a renowned Sufi mystic, Ibn Rushd al-Sabti, a prominent Maliki jurist, and even, centuries later, the famous traveler Leo Africanus. The university played a crucial role in preserving and advancing Islamic sciences and arts during periods when other intellectual centers faced decline. Its vast library, continuously enriched by donations and scholarly contributions, housed countless precious manuscripts on theology, law, medicine, astronomy, mathematics, and philosophy, acting as a vital repository of human knowledge. The intellectual vibrancy fostered by Fatima al-Fihri's creation contributed significantly to the Islamic Golden Age, disseminating knowledge that would eventually find its way into European scholarship. Fatima al-Fihri's personal story is deeply intertwined with broader themes of women's empowerment within Islamic history. Her ability to conceive, fund, and oversee such a monumental public project in the 9th century challenges conventional narratives about women's roles. She was not merely a passive benefactor. She was an active architect of change, demonstrating the profound impact women could have on society when empowered by faith, resources, and determination. Her actions embody the spirit and teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who emphasized the pursuit of knowledge for both men and women and the importance of Sadaqa Jariya, ongoing charity. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim, male and female. Sunan Ibn Majah, Hadith 224. Fatima al-Fihri lived this principle not only by seeking knowledge herself, but by creating an enduring institution that would enable countless others to fulfill this very obligation. Her legacy underscores that sincere intention and charitable giving, when directed towards beneficial causes like education, yield rewards that transcend generations. For modern Muslims, particularly youth and women, Fatima al-Fihri's vision offers powerful and timeless lessons. The power of sincere intention. Her unwavering dedication, symbolized by her daily fasting during construction, teaches us that sincere intentions are the foundation of great achievements, attracting Allah's blessings. Investing in knowledge. Her decision to dedicate her wealth to building a university, rather than fleeting luxuries, highlights the enduring value of investing in education and intellectual infrastructure for the long-term benefit of society. Women's leadership and contribution. Fatima al-Fihri serves as an inspiring example of a Muslim woman who, through her vision and perseverance, made an unparalleled contribution to global civilization, proving that gender is no barrier to monumental achievement in Islam. Ongoing charity, Sadaqa Jariya. Her university continues to educate and inspire over a millennium later, a living testament to the concept of ongoing charity that benefits the giver long after their passing. It reminds us to invest in projects that leave a lasting positive impact. Fatima al-Fihri's life was not extensively documented in her own time, a common challenge for many historical figures. Yet, the monumental institution she founded speaks volumes. It is a testament to how a single act of faith and generosity can become an eternal source of inspiration, benefiting humanity across centuries. Her university, Al-Qarawiyyin, stands as a vibrant symbol of Islamic intellectual heritage, a shining beacon that continues to illuminate the path of knowledge for the world.